Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. We're going to start basically lying down. So let's move to the side of our mat and starting with our divine flesh out from underneath our derriere, we're going to keep our backs nice and tall and we're going to roll down, grabbing a hold of the legs and lower ourselves down towards the mat. Reach the legs out, reach the head long, and let's just rock our hips side to side, just to ease off anything that might be tight in our lower back. And then release that, beat our thighs against the floor, and release that, and then make our feet go forward and back in our foot drum. So we're really settling into the floor. We're going to reach the arms up over our head, clasp the hands together, make the palms face out away from us, and flex our feet. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to reach the hands out above our head and push out through the heels, and we get a little curve in our lower back to just start to activate that spine. Feeling maybe a stretch through the armpits, and release that. Let's take that again. Deep breath in. Flex both hands and feet. Exhale and push the hands and feet away from each other so you get a little arch through that lower back, reaching out. And release. Now take the right hand, flex it, the left foot, flex it, and take a deep breath in. And as you press that hand and the foot away, you're going to get a diagonal tilt in the lower spine, maybe a little reach up with the mid part of your spine, lower part of your spine. And then release, and let's take it to the other diagonal. Left hand, right foot, deep breath in, flexing out through the hand and the foot, and reach. So you get a tilt in the opposite direction. Good, let's take it once more. Release, right hand, left foot, deep breath in, exhale and push. Maybe you can get a little farther over. You feel more of a tilt in that hip area. And release, and left hand, right foot, deep breath in, exhale, and press, reach it away, tilting and trying to lengthen that diagonal line. Excellent, good, and release. Let's bring our arms back down towards our sides, and we're going to just bring the legs in, flopping the right leg to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and the other side, left leg to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and adjust that spine. You might have to scooch down farther on your mat so your head's not off. We're going to just gently bring the right leg or the front knee into the chest and release it and switch and bring the other leg into the chest so you can feel you're getting a little bit of work in that lower spine. Let's repeat that. In and foot down and in and foot down. Now let's take that leg in. Now we're going to gently open out that knee to the front. So we're getting a stretch in the inside thigh. Bring it back in and put the foot down. Let's take it to the other side. Bring that knee in. Carrying it out to the side, keeping this knee straight up, opening up the inside thigh, coming in and down. Let's repeat that. Knee comes in, open it out to the side. Maybe you can get a little farther out. Knee into the chest and down. Repeat, other side. Knee in. Adjusting your hands so you can help make that knee go out to the side. Stretch it out. Come in and come down. Now let's bring both legs up. We're going to hug those knees into the chest. Now using both hands, opening out to the side, so we're stretching equally both inside thighs. Coming in and feet down. And let's take that one more time. Lifting the legs up, hugging them into the knees, opening them out to the sides, stretching the inside thighs, coming in, again, hugging into the knees. You'll feel a little curve in that lower back. And feet down. Excellent. Let's let the knees angle into each other so they touch, and your feet are going to angle out to the outside of the mat. So you're not having to use any effort to hold those knees up. They're like in a Christmas tree shape there. So now let's focus a little bit more on the upper part of the spine. So we work through the hips, which hit the lower spine. And now let's work through the shoulders, which will start to activate the upper part of the spine. So from here, we're going to press the elbow down on this front leg, front arm. And as we press that elbow down, we're going to lift that shoulder up, and it tilts our whole upper body over to the side, but you're getting an opening in the shoulder there. Good. And then release that, let the arm come down. Let's take it to the other side. So you're lifting the hand up, you can make a fist, press the elbow down, and allow that shoulder to open up and press towards the ceiling. And you get a little tilt there in your upper spine as you press down with the elbow and up with the shoulder and release them down. Before we do it once more, just notice if maybe there's a little bit of release of any tightness that had been in that area. Taking it once more, hand comes up, you can make that fist, press the elbow down, lift the shoulder up, allow the body to twist, opening up through that shoulder area and getting a little tilt in that upper spine. And release them down. Other side. Fist, press, push the shoulder up. Allow the upper body to tilt to the other side. Maybe it goes a little more than it did the first time with your head rolling too. And release and come down. Good. Reaching the front arm up. You're going to take a hold of the below the wrist area with the other hand. Taking a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to pull that arm up. So now we're working in that shoulder area, but in the back of the shoulder. So we're lifting up that hand as far as we can. And your shoulder will come off the floor there. Good. And release. And let's take it to the other side. Hand wrap below the wrist. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're pulling that arm up, pulling the shoulder up with the hand that's grasping below the wrist there, and lift it up and see how far up you can get that shoulder to lift off the floor. Let's release that. And again, before we do it once more, let's just notice what's happened in that area. Do you feel like there's a little more play there, a little more looseness? Hopefully there is. First arm up, grab underneath the wrist, deep breath in. As you exhale, pull with the arm that's doing the work, and lifting the other arm up off the floor. You might find that that shoulder goes way off the floor. Release and drop. Last side, here we go. Grab, deep breath in. Exhale, pull and reach all the way up, as far up as you can go. So you're really opening up the back side of that shoulder and upper spine area. Good, and release. Just to let the head start to work, let's roll the head to the side. And then up and over and to the other side. So I want you to continue this, and I want you to see if you can think of this as a semicircle. So we get a little looseness in the neck at the top of the spine, going into the head, other side. Two more. Up and over. Breathe. And up and over and to the other side. Try to breathe through it, try not to force it, but see if you can increase a little more range of motion through that neck area. Good. And up and over to the other side. Coming to a neutral position. Let's bring our arms up over our heads. We're going to clasp the hands and then put the hands underneath your neck, and you're going to be creating sort of a sling there to open up the back of the neck, top of the spine. So deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the elbows together and then lift that head up. The head is heavy, so let the weight of the head go into the hands, and you can jiggle the head a little bit to make sure that that's truly in the hands. And you notice you're getting a stretch in the upper spine, neck area, all the way into the back of the head there. Should feel kind of good because we tend to hold a lot of tension in our necks. Let's take another deep breath in. As we exhale, see if you can pull that head up a little bit more. So you're getting an increased stretch in the back of the neck. And now on this next deep breath in, keep the head where it is and see if you can drop the shoulders down towards the floor. So we're opening up in between the spaces in all of the vertebra in the upper spine. Nice big stretch there. Good, roll back down. Excellent. Let's open the elbows. Let's take it once more. Deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the elbows together. Lift the head up. Trying to keep the head heavy. Jiggle the head once again to make sure that you are truly putting the weight of the head into the hands and that you're not holding tension in the front of the neck there. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll the head up a little bit more if you can. And then another deep breath in. And once more, drop the shoulders down. Let's make a noise as we drop the shoulders down. So we're going ha, which opens up the back of the neck a little bit more. And then slowly allow the hands to lower the head down. Excellent. Bring the arms up. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a waddle with our rib cage and our shoulder blades. So we're going to pull the shoulder blade in, which starts to arc up there, and then pull the other shoulder blade in. So you get some space happening in the upper back. And repeat that once more. Pull the first one in, and then pull the other one in. So you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're going to take a nice deep breath in as we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then exhale and release everything out. Let's take that once more, starting from the other side. So back shoulder blade comes in, front shoulder blade comes in. So you're walking those shoulder blades. Here we go. Once again, back shoulder blade. We're walking those shoulder blades together, feeling that squeeze. The upper chest is getting a nice arc there. And we're breathing in and then release, exhale, and allow the back to settle. So you're going to feel like that upper back stretched out some. Up on the ankles there, the ankle area. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to push our lower back into the floor as we tilt the hips up. So we're getting a stretch in that lower back. Might feel a stretch on the front of the thighs there too. Now we're going to reverse that. Press the lower back up to the ceiling as you rock forward, and now your hips are tilting in the opposite direction. Let's take that a couple of times. So here we go. Roll, hips tilt up as lower back goes to the floor. Roll, back goes up to the ceiling and hips tilt in the opposite direction. And let's take that 2 more times. Roll and hips up, lower back to the floor. You notice your head is going to reflect what's going on there. And roll, shift, going in the opposite direction. Lower back is up, tailbone is down towards the floor. Head is going to move. And last time, roll, press, and tilt. Good. Lower back's to the floor. And roll. Lower back goes to the ceiling. And we've got the tailbone on the floor, but we're arcing up quite deeply in that lower spine. Good. And release. From here, let's bring the legs a little bit closer to us, underneath us. Get that lower back nice and long. And then let's just rotate the legs out, lifting the heels up, and sort of balancing on our little toes. So we're again opening up that inside thigh, pressing the lower back into the floor, and come back up and continue to position. Let's take that once more. Breathe in, exhale, rotate those legs out, lift the heels up so they're nice and tall. Good. Feeling that stretch in the inside thighs, lower back is pressing to the floor. Excellent. You might even feel some engagement in your gluteus muscles and your derriere. And then come back up to your neutral position. Readjust so your back is nice and long, and we're going to do a full hinge up involving that lower spine and hips. Deep breath in. So we're rocking into the lower back on the floor. Our hips are tilting, and now we're going to keep pushing up and roll up through that spine. Our head, neck, and shoulders will move, and we're coming up to a slanted position. Our knees work away, and our hips trying to lift up to the ceiling. We do feel engagement in the glutes, and we're balancing in that sort of slanted position. And now we're going to roll down and try and curve into the floor. Let the spine go into the floor here. So we're dropping one vertebra at a time. And we're going to feel this starting from just below the shoulder blades, rolling down. Keep the hips tucked under so you can push into that lower back and get an opening in that lower back. And then release the hips and let it go. Let's take that again. Deep breath in. As we exhale, let's see if we can roll up and see if we can go one vertebra at a time. So we're really getting more articulation in that spine. Hips are going to lift, knees go away. Trying to roll up through that spine, head, neck, and shoulders will reflect that. And we come to our bridge position. We try to keep a straight line from our rib cage out towards our knees there. So we're lengthening out in one direction and then in the opposite direction. And then once again, we're rolling down, trying to really ease it again one vertebra at a time. You may find that you get a little bit more mobility in that spine this second time, and you can go slower. So you're really moving into that lower back very slowly, but with a lot more control. And then release. Good. Let's drop the legs out and down. Beat the thighs on the floor once again. Release. Rock the hips side to side. And release. And then let's do that foot drum once more. So what we're trying to build here is flexibility and length through the spine. Okay, here we go. Release. Let's once again, one leg goes to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Rock it, go to the other side. Knee out to the side, foot to the floor, and we've got our knees upright and our feet fully underneath us. Let's rock both legs over to the side. Now, as you do that, you're going to notice that you're getting a side body stretch here, but we're going to increase that and start to push through this top hip here. So breath in. Exhale, push that hip even more up. So now, not only are we getting a tilt in our upper body, but we're going to feel this in our lower body. And it opens up a lot of that side torso area. You might feel it all the way down into the knee. So keep pressing forward there with that hip. And then let it rock back. Breath in. Press that hip forward, and maybe you can get a little farther over there. Really press it out with that hip. Stretching it out. Good. And release. Two more. Breath in. Rock and press that hip forward. So you're increasing this tilt and the lengthening that's happening along this whole long swath of knee all the way up through torso, maybe even into the shoulder. And release. Last time. Deep breath in. Press and push. Again, we're working on an opening of the spine. Excellent. And release. Now, this time we're going to press forward with that hip. Get into your biggest position. Bring the knee up towards the other foot, the other knee. Flex that top foot, and we're going to drive that heel out on a diagonal line so you have a chance to really push more through that heel, feeling the hip, getting a greater diagonal stretch through the body here. Reach it out. Good. Bring that leg in and bring the legs both up. And I want you to take a moment to notice how that whole side that we just stretched feels compared to the other. It might feel like if you really release it down to the floor, that you're on a tilt because we've really lengthened this side, but not this side yet. So let's roll to the side, knees to the side here. Just settle here for a moment, and we'll take another stretch on the side before we do everything to the side we haven't stretched yet. So we're nice and long, our backs are long, hands are in front. We're going to flex that top foot, breathe out, and push the hip away. So you're getting, again, some more lengthening through the side of that torso. And release. Let's take that again. Deep breath in. Exhale, flex, drive, and push. So you use the hand to help push you out. And you can see that you get a big curve on the side that's closest to the floor. And release. Let's take that once more. Deep breath in. Exhale, flex, push that heel out. As far as you can go, you can get your body, upper body, sort of crunching up into that curve there. Let's stay right where we are. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, push that heel even a little bit farther over so you're increasing and exaggerating the position to feel that long line through the side of the hip, side of the spine there. And then release and let it go. And from here, we're going to swing the legs out a little bit, push ourselves up, walking our hands up, and then we're going to go to the other side. So here we go. We go down, bend the knees, and roll onto your back. And if you need to, you can scoot yourself over a little bit more so you're fully on that mat there. Knees are nice and bent, and we're going to allow the legs to drop over now to the front, which gets us working with the opposite hip and opposite side of our body. So here we go. Deep breath in. Press that top hip up so you're increasing the stretch. And you remember from the other side that we're going to gradually stretch even more. We're getting a bigger tilt and arc through the spine. And then hip releases and let's go. Deep breath in. Press that hip forward. Upper body will tilt, head will tilt. We're really trying to press through the hip to increase the line from the knee up to the shoulder and open that whole diagonal line there. Good. And release. We have 2 more. Breath in. Exhale. Press and stretch. Keeping that hip going forward as best we can. You might even find that the same side shoulder will come up a little bit, but we want to maintain some contact with the floor, with the elbow. And if you can, aim the shoulder back down. And release. Deep breath in. Exhale. Press and push forward. Really nice big arc there. This is so great for your spine. And release. And we're going to go back up once more. Deep breath in. Pressing that hip forward. Really getting that nice arc. And then from here, we're going to lay that top leg on top of the bottom one. Flex the top foot. Deep breath in. And now drive that heel away. So we're getting a downward push. And so we get an additional stretch through this whole side body and hip area up into the armpit. So really pressing out, lengthening. Feel that tilting that happens there. Excellent. Good. Release it. Let's come back up to your knees up to the ceiling position. Adjust the spine. And now note how much more even this whole settling of the hips into the floor and spine into the floor is because we've finished doing the second side. Now we're going to roll over to the side once more. Arm comes up, over, underneath your head, and then the other hand is in top. And we've got our knees bent, and we have a nice straight spine going out through that hand. From here, deep breath in, flex the top foot, and we're using this hand to push, and we're pressing out with that heel to open up that nice big curve and stretch, reaching out. And then release and settle. Let's take that again. Deep breath in. Exhale, press and push. Way out there. Excellent. And release and let it go. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale, press and push. Reach it out, reach it out. Good. We're going to stay here. You're pressing with this hand, arcing and pushing through the hip. Deep breath in. And see if you can push a little bit more to get a little added stretch in that side body hip area. Beautiful. And then release. Excellent. Now we're going to swing our legs forward, push up with our hands, and roll our spine up to an upright position. Now, after doing all of that, you should feel like there's a lot of length through the spine. Let's flex the feet as we sit up tall. Our divine flesh is out from underneath us. Push through the balls of feet and point. Again, flex up through the feet. Push through the balls of feet and point. Again, flex, push through and point. And last time, flex, push through and point. Good. Coming back to the flex position, you can put your hands behind you to keep that back straight. And we're going to rotate at the hips. So the legs are going to reflect the rotation in the hips and come up. And now we're going to rotate in. So the feet will cross. And lift, open, and get those hips rotating outwards, and then rotating in. 2 more times. Rotate out. And rotate in. And let's go once more. Out. rotating out at the hips. It's reflected all the way through the legs and the feet, and rotate in. Good. Coming back to the rotation position. Keeping the backs nice and tall. Let's go back through those feet. So we're going to go through the balls of the feet and point. And flex out through the heels so we get a stretch in the calf muscle. Push through and point. And flex. Push through and point. Good. And flex. And push through and point. And flex. Good. Shake those legs out. We're still in a rotated position. And let's start circling the feet. So we've got the big toe, drawing a big circle all the way around. And now you can really feel this happening in your ankle. So we're opening up the ankle joint there. Circle. Excellent. 2 more. And circle around. And let's have 1 more. And circle around. And release. Reverse that. Going to the back. Up and around. Good. Back, up, and around. Repeat. Back, up, and around. And back, up, and around. Good. Shake those feet out. And now let's go back to the floor. So we're going to come back to our sitting up position here that we started with. The divine lushes out from underneath. Hands are right on the knees, and we're going to roll down through that back. Now our back is going to feel really different than it did the first time we came down. You may feel like there's a lot more length in that back. Good. From here, we're going to bend that front leg, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, back leg, and foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. And inch up that spine because it's gotten longer. We're going to take swings with the legs. So we're going to bend and fold out the hip, and we're going to just let the foot sort of fly up. And we're going to take 8 of those. So starting with that front foot, we have lift and down, and lift and down. Let it sling up and down and up. We have 4 more. This should feel kind of fun. Lift and down and up and down. 2 more. Lift and down and up. Other leg, and lift it up and down, and lift and down. Lift it up and down, and lift. Keep going. Reach up and down and up. Feel that fold in the hip. 2 more. Up and down and up and down. Now bringing both legs in, let's stretch the legs up. From here, we're getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch here, but let's add to it by flexing out through the heels. Push through the balls of feet and point, and then bend the knees in. Repeat. Stretch and lengthen, pressing the lower back into the floor. Flex out through the heels, lengthening. Good. Push through the balls of feet and point, and then bend the knees in. And repeat. 2 more sets. Press the lower back into the floor. Flex the feet. So while we're doing this, we're actually engaging the abdominals a little bit, and push through the balls of feet and point, and bend down. Good. And once more. Lift and flex. Push out through the heels. Press through the balls of feet, point, and come down. Now we're going to take our hands in front here, and we're going to let the legs swing back. We can change the position if we want to. We can have our hands behind us, and we're going to allow the legs to help bring us up to an upright position. Roll back down. Bring the legs in. Swing them up. Roll back up. So we're rolling on our spine, allowing our body's weight to help us go into this roll and up. Roll back down. Good. Lift the legs up and swing and come up. Let's take that once more. Roll back down. Lift, swing, and come up. Good. From here, let's stretch those legs out. Get the divine flesh out from underneath us. And let's lift up through the spine, up out of the hips, arms up. And we're going to just lean forward to a diagonal line. And now we're engaging the hamstrings. And come upright. Repeat. Reaching over, folding at the hips, going to that diagonal line, feel the hamstrings, get engaged, and lift. Let's take that with a flexed foot, which will increase the stretch. So we flex the feet, lift up, folding over on that diagonal line, and come upright. Good, let's take that once more. Lift up and come over onto that diagonal line. Excellent. And come upright. Good. Release that. We're going to just keep our feet pointed and do a little work with our arms. So we're going to have the back hand come to the outside of the front thigh there and push forward with that front arm. Press against that thigh. Hips aren't going to move. And we're going to reach and twist the arm back. You're going to feel a stretch in the spine, but also in the openness of that armpit area and the shoulder. And drop down. Let's repeat that. Lift. Up. If you can, you're going to make your head follow the hand all the way back. Good. 2 more. Reach forward. Lift. Up. Twist and reach to the back. And we have 1 more. And reach it forward. Lift it up. Twist and go to the back. Opening up. Good. Let's swing the arm forward. Reverse that. So still pressing with his hand. Twist. Keeping the hips still, but the upper body can reflect that twist and come front. And reach back, lift, up, and front. And reach back, lift it up to the front and down. Last one, reach, twist, up, and front. And let's reverse that. So front hand comes to the back of the legs. Legs are going parallel, feet are pointed. And now we have the opposite arm reaching up. Press against the thigh so you can twist. This first one is going to be feeling maybe a little rusty. And then come forward. Each time you work with the hand going back and you press against the legs, you're going to get a little more increase in range of motion. Here's our third one. Reach up. Keep those back straight. Twist, stretch, and lengthen. And last one, reaching forward. Lift. Your eyes can be following the hand. Reach to the back and drop. Swing it forward or reverse that. Press back, twist, lift, up, and front. Feeling that opening that happens in the front of the shoulder as you reach up and forward. 2 more. Press back, feel the opening. Lift it up, coming forward and down. Last one. Reach back, lift it up, twist, and come forward. Excellent. Shake those legs out. Let's change the position of our legs. So we're going to fold one leg in front and the other one is behind it. And we're not trying to bring the feet super close to our torso. We want to have some space. It's like creating a triangle. So the divine flesh is out. We're going to go back into that folding from the hip position we just did when our legs were long. So lift up and we're just folding from the hips. Now we're going to find that we get a stretch on the outside of the thighs there. You can use your hands against your knees to help give you some leverage there to open up even more in the hip area and come upright. Let's take that again. Lift up, fold, and we're going over. Shoulders are down as you keep your elbows down. And left. And 2 more. Lift up, press. Keeping the neck long, we don't want the shoulders to come up, and press. Maybe you get a little farther over on that diagonal line. You feel that in your hip area, both inside and outside. Lift up, press, and over. Good. And come upright. Let's fold the legs up and go back into that long leg position. Divine flesh is out from underneath. Now we're going to take that fold all the way over. Arms up, shoulders down, lift up out of the hips, going through that diagonal position, which we're familiar with. And now we're going to layer ourselves down, slowly, trying to get the head and upper body down over the legs. If your knees are slightly bent, that's fine, as long as you're feeling a stretch in the backs of your upper thighs there, maybe feeling some stretch in your spine as well. Head is loose. Let's shake that head no. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no again. And shake the head yes. Now your shoulders are down and so that your elbows are bent. Wherever you might be, whatever position, you want to keep that head nice and loose because remember we opened up this area to help us to come to a place where we can utilize all of the spine stretch into getting more of a hamstring stretch. So let's take 4 deep breaths here. We're going to breathe in. As we exhale, let's try and allow the body to sink farther down into the floor, increasing the stretch. Breath in. Exhale. Maybe your fingers move forward a little bit, but you're keeping the elbows down so the shoulders are not engaged, and you are remembering to fold from the hips, not from that lower back so much. We're trying to fold in half. 2 more breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale and allow the body to drop. Legs might be shaking, and let's take 1 more with a sound on their exhalation. Deep breath in and go. Nice and loose. And then use your hands to walk yourself up to an upright position. Excellent. So now let's go back into that folded position. We have the front leg, or the leg closest to the camera there, in front, and we've got the other one behind, and we've got the divine flesh up. And we're going to take the same kind of action here. Starting with a straight back, lift up through the spine, roll the head down, push through the spine, and feel the fold coming from the hips there. So with our legs up front, we did a flat back. Here we are rolling down and trying to get our elbows towards the floor and dropping the head, but we still are folding from that hip there. And head is loose. Again, let's shake our heads no. Shake our heads yes. Again, shake the heads no. Heads are heavy. Shake the heads yes. And let's take 4 breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, trying to fold some more from the hips. You might just get a very small increment forward and let that head be loose again. Breath in. Exhale, inch out a little bit more. If you can, you'll notice that the stretch gets more pronounced on the outside of the hips and thighs. Breath in. Exhale, make sure that head is still nice and loose. And last one, with a noise on the exhalation. Deep breath in and go. Allowing the body to surrender into the floor. And then walk the hands up as you roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. And let's bring the legs together and shoot them out. From this position, let's take our hands behind us, flex the feet, and we're going to press that front foot away from us. So our hip is going in that direction. Our upper body is going to twist to the opposite direction. And then come through and press the other hip forward. Good. And let's keep going. So this kind of helps your body to integrate what we've done. And push and press. We have 2 more sets. And it is almost simulating a walking motion. And press. So heel and hip goes. So your lower spine gets some action here. And last time, press and reach out. Good. And press and reach out. Nice. And release. Shake those legs out. We're going to take a fold again forward with our knees bent. We're going to put the back leg or the other leg out in front so that then the emphasis of stretching the back of the thighs is on the other side. So sitting up nice and tall, let's take that roll once again. Chin down, roll through the spine, which we've lengthened, and then push forward so that you're getting a fold in the hip there, and the action is not staying on that lower back. You may find one side is more flexible than the other, so don't be surprised if you feel like you're a little farther over on this side. Head is loose. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, walk the fingers out a little bit and lower the body down even more. Again, any tiny minuscule amount of opening and dropping down a little bit more is paying off in terms of your whole body becoming more flexible. Deep breath in. As you exhale, inch out a little bit more if you can. Let's shake that head out a little bit, and then the shoulders out a little bit, and then at the hips too. That sometimes can allow your body to lengthen out a little bit more. Third time, deep breath in.
Exhale, reach the fingers out, elbows are down, shoulders are not going up to your ears there. Heads are loose. And now our final one, let's make a noise on the exhalation. Deep breath in. Exhale, noise. Good. And lower. Allow the body to surrender to the floor. And then walk the hands back up as you go up through the spine, trying to engage the elbows, come to an upright position. Excellent. Let's face front. Backs are straight, the mind fleshes out from underneath. And let's take some side stretches. We're having our feet pointed. We're going to put our elbow down towards the floor. So right away you can see and feel where we're getting that stretch. We're going to reach the top arm over and increase that stretch. Side body stretches should feel pretty glorious, actually. It's really nice to feel this openness in our spine. We're going to lift the hip up. The opposite hip up of the side that we're going towards as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to try and keep our upper body where it is and just press the hip down to increase that stretch. Let's take that 3 more times. Inhale, breathe in, lift the hip up. Exhale and press the hip down as you reach that arm over to the side. And inhale, third one. And lift the hip up. Exhale and press and press down with that hip, reach over with the hand. Last time, inhale, hip lifts, exhale, press and reach as the hip goes down. Good. Put the hand down, roll up through the spine, sort of twist it over to the side, and then come back to the center. And you will feel maybe a little tilt over because we've lengthened this side so much. Let's do it to the other side. Feet are still pointed. Elbow goes down. Get that elbow down. Keep both hips on the floor. Reach that top arm over. Feeling that beautiful stretch. It should feel good. All right, here we go. Lift the hip up as you inhale. Exhale, press the hip down and keep the arm as far out to the side as you can so you're increasing that stretch as the hip goes down. 3 more. Breathe in. Hip lifts up. Exhale, press that hip down, lengthen out. Good, 2 more times. Breathe in, hip lifts, you're rocking up. And then exhale and press it down, lengthen out through that whole side body. Last time, breathe in. Exhale and press down. Beautiful. Good, bring the hand down, roll yourself upright. Excellent. Let's take a little bit of a switch in terms of our emphasis and go into the inside thigh. Now, I'm not opening my legs up as far as I can, and I don't want you to either, but I want you to feel like you're getting some kind of stretch initially. You feel something there. Divine flesh out from underneath. And we're going to flex our feet. Our backs are straight. Now, we're going to roll this hip over. So this knee is going to soften. We're going to make this hip go over. It's an action we've done before today in this class, but all of a sudden you feel a little bit more of a stretch on the hamstring on this leg. And now press the hip back down, keeping this leg where it is. We're going to try to rotate this hip out. Now you might feel a stretch in the inside thigh on this leg. And we're going to take this 4 times total. So we're rolling. Remember the knee on this side is soft. Press it over and up. And open, anchoring right here. 2 more sets. Roll, twist, press it out, feeling some good stretching there on the long leg, and then out and open, feeling stretch through here. Last time. Roll. Maybe you can get a little farther over as you open this hamstring up more, and then up. Anchor and rotate out on that leg, feeling a little stretch in the inside thigh there. Good. Let's bring the legs together and beat them out. We're going to go back and do it to the other side. So reset, get the divine flesh out from underneath you, flex those feet. And now we're going to roll the opposite hip. And again, this knee can bend. And we're getting an opening through here, but added stretch on this hamstring. Open. Keeping this anchor leg here and try to open that hip out so it's rotating in the opposite direction. Repeat, up and over, knee can soften. Opening through that hip, lengthening through this hamstring. Drop down, twist, and rotate out. 2 more. Lift, up, and over. And now you may find that you're getting a little bit farther over this long leg. And up, open, rotate out. Last time. Up, over, and rotate in. Excellent. And up, open, rotate out. Perfect. Come back to neutral position, bring the legs together, and shake them out. And now we're going to take a stretch for the inside thigh. So if you feel like you can open the legs a little bit wider, you can, but you don't have to. Divine flesh is out from underneath already. You may feel a little bit more of a stretch here. And let's put our hands down, and we're going to just slide the hands out and go into that flat back position. So you're familiar with a flat back. We're folding from the hips, but you're going to feel an inside thigh stretch there. Good. And push back up again. Repeat. Slide the hands out. Elbows are bent. Keeping the legs rotated out. Feet are still pointed. We're feeling the inside thigh get a stretch. Good. And come upright. Let's try that with a flexed foot. So we're pressing out through the heels. We think of keeping the heels reaching out to the side as we go. So we're sliding our hands forward. And upper torso is folding in that flat back. Good. Really opening up the inside thigh and come upright. Let's take that once more. And slide. Pressing out. Good. Feeling the inside thigh really get a nice stretch there. Excellent. And let's come back upright once more. We're going to point your feet and we're going to roll down this time and go as far down as you can, keeping the elbows bent and shoulders down. So from here, head comes down, we slide the hands out, we're rolling through the spine, but then we want to switch again into working from the hips. The fold comes from the hips, not the lower spine. You might just come to this position or some variation thereof, and you also might have your knees slightly bent, and that's fine as long as you're feeling an inside thigh stretch. You can always learn to increase your stretch through practice, but as long as you're feeling something in the inside thigh, then you're hitting the correct area. Let's take 4 breaths. Here we go. Deep breath in. As you exhale, if you can inch your fingers out a little bit more and lower the body closer to the floor, great. Good. 3 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach the fingers forward, feeling the increase in the stretch in the inside thigh there. Let's shake our head out and let the head drop. Deep breath in. Exhale, inch out a little bit more. Whatever you can manage at this point. Shoulders stay down, elbows are down. And last time, let's use the noise on the exhalation. Deep breath in. Exhale, inch and noise. And down as far as you can. You should be really feeling the inside thigh stretch there. Heads are loose. Try not to hold your head up. Head is really dropping down towards the floor. Enjoying the stretch that you feel in the inside thigh. Excellent. Let's take a deep breath in, staying in this position, and then flex out through the heels. As we exhale, maybe you feel a little more additional stretch in the inside thigh there. Good. Point the feet, walk the hands up or rolling up through the spine, coming to an upright position, and let's close the legs in. Good. Again, beat those thighs out. We're going to go on to our hands and knees and just do a little more work on our lower back. So we're going to start with our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. And our feet are just directly out behind us. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to push that lower back up to the ceiling. Now, this is reminiscent of what we were doing when we were lying on the floor. We pushed our lower back into the floor. This time, we're thinking of the ceiling as the action point where we're pushing that lower back towards. So we get a nice arched position here with our backs going up to the ceiling, which is known as the cat position in yoga. Now, we're going to push through and do the opposite, letting our bellies and backs go to the floor.
hips go up and our heads come up, so we're in our cow position. So we're really exaggerating those positions for our spine. Let's take that once more.
Rolling through, we're going into a cat. Lower back goes up to the ceiling, head goes down, really lengthening throughout the lower back area, and then push and reverse it. So now we're lengthening and opening up in our belly as our lower back contracts. Let's take that 2 more times. And roll and arc up into cat. Feel that lower back stretching out. Push through, shifting positions into our cow. And our heads come up, and our derriere comes up, and our bellies and backs go to the floor. Last time. And roll up. You're trying to maintain the shoulders away from the ears. We don't want the shoulders to go up to the ears. And then push through, back into your cow. Shoulders are down. And we arc from there. And you can push with your hands to help your upper body to move up as well. Good. Come to your neutral position. Let's curl the toes under. And we're going to walk our hands back and start stretching out our calves, our gastrocnemiuses. So you can feel this right away. Pressing the heels to the floor, you're stretching out through the lower leg. From here, we're going to keep our hands a little bit closer to us, and we're going to push our hips up and try to straighten our legs as our bodies fold over with the hips bent. Folding at the hips there. So heels go down, heads go down, and we try and straighten our legs. Our upper bodies are very heavy, and we feel that crease in the hip. Now, for some of you, you may only be here. That's fine. That's great. Go to where it works for you. And again, let's shake our heads no. And shake our heads yes. Repeat. Shake our heads no. And shake our heads yes. Good. Let's bend our knees and come all the way down to the heels lifted position. And push back a little bit with the heels down. So again, we're working in that gastrocnemius, the calf muscle. And then shift the emphasis by bringing your hands a little closer and pushing the hips up and feeling the crease in the hips. So now we're working with the upper part of the leg, the hamstring area at the back of the leg. Again, let that head just be nice and loose. Shake out through the shoulders, maybe shake out through the hips, and you'll find you can get a little bit more of a fold there. Good, let's come back down. You can shift the hands, and then press back with the hands and push the heels into the floor. So again, the emphasis is on the calf muscle there. Bring the hands a little closer, push the heels down to the floor as the hips go up and the heads go down. And you may find that you get a longer leg there. You may not have as much of a bend. Maybe you're all the way to a straight position. Good. Come back down, open the hands forward a little bit, and then from here, push the heels back using the hands to, again, work with those calf muscles. And then hands come forward, heels go down, hips go up, heads go down. And just hang right from the hips there. Now let's see if in this position we can add to that. Head is dropped. We're going to bring the hands up behind us, clasp the hands together, and reach them up over towards our head. So it forces us to get a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstrings. We're trying to keep our weight more on the balls of the feet as opposed to that on the heels. Your shoulders will be opening up, and it's beautiful. It's almost like giving the body a yawn, opening out. Letting go of the tight places, bringing in oxygen and blood flow. Good. Release the hands down gently. Hands go down. Let's go back into a bent knee position. And we're going to come back through the position, through the feet, and then find a nice graceful way to sit down. And sit in any position you'd like. But I want you to really make sure that the divine flesh is out from underneath, so you're sitting right on those sit bones. And I want you to just sort of go internally into your body and notice what feels different. If you started the class with some aches and pains in your spine, I actually had some aches and pains in my lower back. I don't know what I was doing, but it was feeling very uncomfortable this morning. So by doing this lengthening and opening up and feeling this sort of extension that happens through your whole spine and your body, you can release some of the pain or
aches that you might have gotten from whatever you did before, just by doing these simple and very gentle exercises. So hopefully you're feeling like you've renewed yourself. Let's all take a nice deep breath in, lifting the arms up, clasp the hands together, bring them to your heart chakra. And I thank you for joining me today in class. And if you enjoyed this class, please like and subscribe, because then you'll get notification of other classes that I do. Have a good day.